Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I got some new books. Yes, I know you're like, Jessica, are you moving? Jessica, are you just going to put those in boxes? Jessica, hush! Hush, okay? Reading books, buying books, separate interest. I love them both. Buying and collecting, receiving books is something I enjoy. They are art. Okay, I can read them, I can look at them. So mind your business, just kidding. I have a mixture here, mostly fiction, but I do have some non-fiction books, and you may have seen a few of these if you've like watched vlogs where I've received them and like unboxed them, but there are some here that I don't think you have seen. I've tried to restrict my book buying in the last few months to when we went on a trip, and so I have books that I bought when we were abroad. I am abroad. When we were in other places, books from publishers, books from friends, patrons, subscribers, all of you wonderful people. So I have some goodies in here. Have I read some of these? Yes. Most, probably not. But that's not the point here, okay? We're just here to revel in new books. Yay! But to start off, I think I'm going to start off with the fiction and then I'll leave the nonfiction for the end. So first and foremost, I must thank today's sponsor, which is Blackstone Publishing. So Blackstone Publishing was founded in 2015 with the goal to publish groundbreaking titles, both nonfiction and fiction, to celebrate the writers, the readers, librarians, the entire book community. So they sent me this edition of the Great Gatsby, which I have never seen this edition, and this is so beautiful. This is literally like a piece of art. But the real thing that I want to tell you about is that there's a new audiobook edition of the Great Gatsby, and it's narrated by Tanner Buchanan, and I was like, that name sounds familiar. And he is in that new show, or it's newer, Cobra Kai. I know Andrew loved to watch that show, but he is the narrator of this novel, bringing a classic new life, if you will. And I know Great Gatsby is a classic for many reasons. It's something that stands the test of time. Things that were going on with people and politics and society in the 1920s are still things people can relate to now. I have not read the Great Gatsby since high school, and now I'm really tempted to reread it, but maybe listen to the audio because I don't want to touch this beautiful edition. If you're like me and you haven't read the Great Gatsby in eons, or maybe you've never read it and it's on your long list of classics I've been meaning to get to, you should put some fun back in your reading with Blackstone's audiobook narration of the Great Gatsby. I'll have a link in the description where you can order a copy, but thank you so much to Blackstone for sponsoring today's video and for this beautiful edition. This art, this masterpiece. Continuing with the rest of the fiction books that I have, I recently received The Fastest Way to Fall from a subscriber, and y'all should know, if you've been here for any amount of time, that I've already read this one. I loved this romance story between Britta and West. It's essentially, she is a plus size woman, but she's not trying to lose weight, but she's trying to do like a piece for her job. So she signs up for this app with the goal of, just becoming more badass, stronger, and she's gonna kind of blog the whole experience. And then he works for this company and becomes assigned as her trainer, and of course love ensues. But I love this so much. I'm so excited to have a physical copy because there's all these like, at first they're talking through like text and emails. I don't know if I can find it. So they'll be like email and text chats, and I just like want to go back and read them because I just love them so much. So thank you to Cynthia for sending this to me. Definitely one of my favorite romances of the year. Yes, definitely one of my favorite romances this year. I recently purchased myself Legends and Latte. Oh, and I read this. Bam, look at me. This has been sweeping BookTube, Book Twitter by storm. This, I think, was self-published, indie published by Travis Baldry, but it has recently been picked up by Tor to be traditionally published. And this is an epic fantasy with low stakes. So we have Viv, who is an orc who, used to battle and all of these things, but is basically retiring and wants to go into a different life. And she visits this village where they basically have coffee shops, and she's like, this is amazing. So she decides to move somewhere and start her own coffee shop, but no one knows what coffee is. And so it's just a really sweet, fun, cozy read because you follow her, and it's very slice of life. So of course, don't go into this thinking like epic plot and battle and stuff. She is retired from that life, okay? She's living a soft life. And where is she? This succubus named, I forgot her name, comes to work at the cafe, but you follow her, of course, getting it set up, basically trying to teach people what this is, this hot bean juice. They start having pastries, but if you're gonna read this, please have some cake, a cupcake, some cinnamon rolls, some cookies on hand, some coffee, some tea, because it's gonna make you hungry. So I really did enjoy this. I feel like when I saw the tour announcement, it was for 2 books. I don't know if there's gonna be like a sequel, or just another book in this world, but this is definitely a really cozy read, and I'm glad I read it, especially at the time that I did. Then, this was recently in a vlog. Was it? Chat, I don't know. I don't even know anymore, but anyway, maybe I just posted it on my stories. Videos ago, I received a book, and it had been missing for months, and I finally got this book plus 2 other books, and the other books were in fine condition, but this book was destroyed, and that book was The Disappearance of Winter's Daughter by Michael J. Sullivan. So this is the 4th book in the Rye Area Chronicles, the last one that I needed, and I had ordered this last year, like at the end of the year, and then, you know, Christmas happened, I kind of forgot about it, and then I was looking, and I emailed them, and they were like, no, it was delivered, and I'm like, so odd. So anyway, was able to track it down. Now, Michael J. Sullivan's books are best to buy from him because I know he was like independently published, and then he got traditionally published with Orbit, and now I think he's gone back to doing it himself. So anytime I buy books, I buy them from him. They're not, I mean, I guess they're more expensive than like Amazon, but it comes directly from him. You can get it signed, comes with a bookmark. Like I just like coming from, so I know I've ordered books from him before. When I received this pristine, beautiful copy, it was in a little box, and then in that box, then it was in like a padded envelope. So I know they come well packaged. When I got this last book, I probably still have a picture. I don't know if I can insert it. This book had water damage, it had dog bites, it was destroyed, it was dirty. And the people at the post office told me that there's another person who has my name, and they got my mail by accident, and they said that they just had it at their house and they forgot about it for a while and just brought it back. They never opened it. Please tell me why, when I received it, it was in an Amazon box. Again, I ordered it directly from the publisher or the author. He lives in Virginia. The Amazon box was posted from somewhere else, even if that's what, you know, he sent it in that, which he doesn't. And I was like, and they're like, maybe it got wet. I'm like, no, someone's dog, you know, but they couldn't do anything. I was like, I'm not blaming y'all. I'm just telling you she lied to you. And I looked her up on Facebook, and I was like, if I ever see you around here, I'm gonna trip your ass. I have never seen her. She's lucky. Anyway, I finally have this. I need to start reading these because they're like a prequel series, the Rye Area Revelations, which I loved, so I need to do that. Anyway, this set is complete. And please, if you get the wrong person's mail, please don't do that. Like, just take it back to the post office, the office, whatever. Don't lie. Like, it's one thing if she did take it by accident and then her dog got into it. Shit, I would have been like, okay, I need to find this person. Especially here where we're on a military community, so we have like a Facebook page. You could have posted like, oh my God, I accidentally got your package. I need to buy you another goddamn book. That's what a real bitch would have done. Anyway, let me stop. Now this next one, I'm kind of embarrassed. So this is the 4th book in the Sun Eater series. And maybe you don't realize why this is embarrassing, but the first book was called Empire of Silence, and they gave it like 2 stars. I had already bought the 2nd and 3rd one. The first one in this edition is out of print, so I don't own the first one, but I borrowed it from the library. But I was on Amazon buying stuff for Nigel, and I saw this really cheap and hardcover, and they go on a print, and I was like, wow. because I already did plan to read the second one, right? I already own them and I was gonna give it a chance because I really loved the beginning of the book and the end of the book. So I already was gonna read the second one. I'm like, well then what if that really improves and I read the third one, and then by the time I get the fourth one, they don't have it anymore and I have to get it in an ugly mass market paperback, because for some reason these don't even just have like a regular paperback, which I wouldn't mind. They have either the hardcover or a mass market paperback. So I bought it. I'm not proud, okay? It's just, sometimes I am who I am. Inside Trash Box 20, Jessica still exists. I've tried to rebuke her as best I can, but she's still here. Another wonderful gift, and this one is from Monica, and it's The Marvelers by Danielle Clayton. I was looking for this over here, and then I realized, I think I saw on Twitter, that she does not have a European publisher for this book yet. So someone kindly sent it to me, and it is so beautiful. Also, look. What? This is... I got so excited. This is a magic school, a middle grade book set at a magic school, and I think our main character is like the first, or you know, she is of whatever little orders or different divisions they have. She's in a really rare one or something like that. And so it's magic school, and that's all I really needed to know. And it's beautiful, and I hope to read it soon, but thank you so much. I love it. It's just gorgeous. I'm obsessed. And I assume this is a series. I usually have really good luck with middle grade, so I'm assuming I'm gonna love this. But yeah, this is, ooh, it's textured. Also, look, the spine is really pretty. Sorry, I think, you know, of course what's inside matters, but the cover matters too. And let's not lie to ourselves, okay? Don't do that. Okay. Another gift that I received from Monique, I got Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. I have always been intrigued by this one. Just the cover alone, I mean, it is freaking gorgeous. It has deckled edges, which I know not everyone likes, but I love. And Andrew even wants to read this one because he's really into Norse mythology, Norse history, stuff like that. So I think, wait, he might have already read it. I think he might have listened, he might have listened to the audiobook. That might have been the audiobook that he was listening to on 1x speed, driving me up a wall. But anyway, thank you so much. This is gorgeous. So, I mean, he already owns the audiobook. I guess I could listen to that, but definitely not that slow. Currently reading this one, so it is smudged to hell and back. But as Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. I am really enjoying this one so far. Okay, so I've been going through stuff, obviously, because we're gonna move soon, and I found this old bookmark from Barnes & Noble. I don't know when I got it, but it's like, it looks like the inside of a computer. It's so weird. But anyway, I am only like 130 pages into this because I was trying to read something else, but I'm enjoying this so far, and I really hope that I give this 4 stars or above so that I can justify buying the UK reprint editions, because if you saw my book community video, then you know how Saga Press did the US hardcovers dirty. And then I don't even know if the first one is still in print. Oh, the drama. But anyway, look at this. I love the buttery covers, but then the downside is I put lotion on and then you can always tell on the book. So that's a downside. But anyway, this is an epic fantasy, but it's like sci fantasy. There's like airships and I don't know. I'm still very early on in it. I can't tell you a lot about it, but I like it, okay? I like it. Then I'm gonna put these together. 1 second. I've been doing the thing where I see a book that's been popular. It's announced it is being picked up for traditional publishing. Like this book that, you know, was indie published or self-published. And I'm like, oh, well, let me snatch that up in the original copy. And that's what I did with Legends and Lattes. Although I think they're keeping the original cover. But anyway, I wanted that anyway. And then I did that with Olivia Blake. I have the original Atlas 6 cover, which I really like. Then, I mean, I've had that for a while though. That was a gift. But then I purchased myself Alone with You in the Ether, and this is such a simple cover. It makes me think of just like a manuscript, you know, that like, and then it has this like really cute little spine. I don't know if you can see that on there. But I think this is like a love story. I kind of looked at it. This one is Lovely Tangled Vices, which is kind of a really basic cover, but the story sounds good. This one is about witches. There are sisters who are witches, and they're in a magicless town where they're left to their own devices, and then stuff happens, you know? Unexpected allies, inadvisable loves, and less desirable enemies. Ooh, and then Masters of Death. I actually really, really like this cover. It's just so like simple. Like, is that a house? Is that a person? Is it both? City? Is it a crown? What's going on? And this one, I love the description on the back. This book is about a real estate agent. Only the real estate agent is a vampire, and the house she has to sell is haunted, and the ghost haunting the house has been murdered, and he has no idea how he died. So I'm like, I still have yet to read any of her books, not even the Atlas 6. And I was like, maybe I should have Olivia October. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I have all of these, and I know that Alone with You in the Ether is being traditionally published, and I think Masters of Death. I don't know if this one is, but I got it anyway. So there are those. Yes, Jessica, you're silly. I have some books that I got recently when we were on our trip. So I finally found Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor by J. Zhao. I'm so sorry. I feel like I can never get that correctly, but this is a middle grade. Ziren wrote that book. I'm gonna put a picture up. I can't even think of what it's called, but I loved it. It was so good. I can't wait for the sequel. And so I was really excited about this middle grade, and everywhere that I was looking never had it. Like, I looked in so many bookstores. Every bookstore I was looking in, and they did not have this. And then finally I found it, I think in a Waterstones in, was it London or Edinburgh? I finally found it in the UK in a Waterstones, and I'm really excited. I've heard this is really good, and I already liked their young adult book, and so, you know, that's not always a given. So I feel like if I like their young adult book, then the middle grade one has a really good chance. And I just cannot stand what publishing is doing to me right now, because why are all these covers hitting like this? Okay, I can't afford to have my shelves have all the books facing out, but I'm gonna have to start rotating so all these stunners can stunt on these hoes. It's ridiculous. What y'all doing? Now, they could spend as much time and money on the inside of some of these books as they do on the outside, but that's a different story. So, I also I sometimes go into like the antique or rare bookstores, but I don't always buy stuff because I don't always find something that I really like, and then sometimes it's really expensive. I'm like, oh, I would love to buy that first edition of that book, but I do not have £1,000. Anyway, I found this old edition, and it was cheap. It was like £5, £6. So this is, let me see when it was published. Oh my god, I just feel like I need to be so gentle with how old it is. This is a 1959 edition, and it's of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. I don't know if you know, but I really love Narnia. This is my favorite book out of all of them, and probably one of, if not the book I have reread the most, like, ever. It's just so comforting to me, and I just love this old edition and just like the old drawings in it, and it's all like, you know, the dark yellowed, almost like brown pages, and it smells so good, and it has this random like postcard someone left in there. Oh my god. This is one of my favorite pictures and scenes ever, when they're with the beavers. I love it. I'm sorry. I love it. And, oh my god. It smells divine. The shop was so small, and just like, they had so many random things. They had some other great things, but I was like, oh, I can't pay that price. But for £6, I was like, okay, I can do this. So I'll just, yes. Okay, we're getting through. I got another gift, because y'all are amazing. And this one is from Lane, and it is Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby, who wrote, I'm not good with titles. And it's funny with the timing of this, because Elle and I were talking about, I think we were talking about thrillers And then she was talking about that one that she had recently read, which I cannot think of the name. I can see the cover, but I cannot think of the name. And we're like, oh, we should eventually book buddy read this one. And then it like showed up like the next day. So perfect timing. This came out before this novel that I cannot think of the name of, and it is another thriller. Let's see. This one might be set in Mississippi. I don't know much about it. I just knew after I read that one, I was like, ooh, what else has he written in? So I definitely want to get to this one. All I want to say is that these step backs, we need to abolish. Let's abolish step backs, okay? Just give me the rest of the cover. Just pull it over here, okay? Another book I finally found. I have been looking for months, and I was just about to say, okay, maybe it's not published in Europe yet. And that is Witchlings by Claribel Ortega. I love, again, so cute. I finally found it. The outline is so pretty. I love this color. And yes, I know this is about witches. So this one, there's a magical town, and we have witchlings who participate in a ceremony every year, and they're placed into covens, and then they come into their powers as full-fledged witches. Oh, I have heard great things about this. I've just, you know, I followed Claribel on Twitter, and I've just wanted to read this for a while, and I couldn't find it, but then I finally found it. So I need to just have like a middle grade month, you know, because I love adult books, but sometimes you just need the innocence, the magic, the whimsy of middle grade. You know what I'm saying? Maybe once we, I don't know. Okay, I finally got this book. And I say finally because this was on my anticipated reads for last year. And what I've read so far by Kristen Hanna, I've loved. So I don't know why it took me so long to get to this one. But I like this UK version better than the edition in the US, and that is the Four Winds. Not that I don't like the US one. It's black and gold, I believe. I don't know. I just like these colors and everything better. And I also got this at, was it Hatchard's? Hatchard's in London. So I got this leather bookmark. And this one, like, every bookstore I've been going to, I feel like for the last year, I just keep seeing it. It'll be on sale. It'll be like, it'll be included in the buy two, get one free. Or I'm like, okay, I get it. I need to get it. And so I know this takes place during the Great Depression. And if it's anything like Kristen Hanna's other books, I'm gonna bawl my eyes out. I've heard really good things about it. Just that it's very sad, which is on brand. Kristen Hanna primarily, if only, writes historical fiction. So I haven't read really anything set during the time of the Great Depression, or like that's focused on it, because this is the Great Depression and a family who's living on a farm on the Great Plains. So I think it's the America's Great Depression and the Dust Bowl. I've never really read anything centered on this, so I'm sure that this will be, I'm gonna say delightful, lovely, or I'll love it, but like not in a woo way. It'll be like, oh, this is so good. Anyway, I don't know. I just love the colors and how they work together. So I prefer this edition. So I finally got it. I snatched this up free from the library, and it was an edition of Pure Nessie because I did read this and I really did enjoy it. After hearing people discuss it, I've been like wanting to reread it to see, after having those perspectives and everything, and after knowing the ending, how it would feel going back through. So there was a free paperback, and so I was like, oh, well, why not snatch it up? I do love like this gold at the bottom. But again, give me the full cover. My battery's gonna die. Would it be a True Jessica video if my battery didn't die? No, it wouldn't. Okay. We are almost through with the fiction. I just have one more, and it is a special one. Oh my god, I just want to pop this bubble wrap. But it is the Jade Center of Jan Loon by Fonda Lee, but it's the Subterranean Press edition. And while I don't know if there was a regular edition, I only heard of it in this edition. So here it is. Beautiful. And it goes all the way to the back like that. And then, yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful book. And it was signed and numbered. And I'm number 20. That's right, bitches. just kidding. 20 out of 1,000. And I know there were some issues with Subterranean Press, but when I got mine, I looked over it and I couldn't see any notable issues. So I hope I'm not missing something. But this is an independent, like a standalone short story or novella within the Greenbone like world. But I don't think it, because I thought it was a prequel to the Greenbone saga, but it's like a, it says, what does it say? A new standalone novella in the world of the Greenbone saga. So this I will get to eventually. Have I read Jade? Nope. Mind your business. I will read Jade Legacy when I'm ready, okay? Now, obviously, I'm not going to worry about where I'm going to put it on the shelf right now because these shelves are going to be packed up soon. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to, because we can't cover up the poppy. I have to figure that out. We're going to have to figure that out. But I'm going to put it back in its protective case so that it'll be, you know, secured. I did get sent this by the publisher. And this one is by Richard Dawkins, but illustrated by Jana Lynn Sova. It's called Flights of Fancy, Defying Gravity by Design and Evolution, and it's so pretty. I've really just had it on my coffee table because, hold on, there's a sticker inside of it. I am a mess. But anyway, it's beautiful on the outside. It's a hardcover. And then it has all of these different illustrations. Leonardo da Vinci's invention, or, you know. So this one is, it talks about how nature and humans have learned to overcome the pull of gravity and take to the skies. From mythical Icarus to the sadly extinct but spectacular bird, Argentavis magnificens, to the Wright Flyers and the 747. So like all real, mystical, animal, human. So I actually would like to go through this and read this, but it also is just a beautiful book to look at. So thank you so much to Head of Zeus for sending this to me. I also got this from the publisher. Well, this is for University of Chicago Press. And so this book called Ghosts in the Schoolyard by Eve Ewing is about racism and school closing on Chicago's South Side. So I, like many people, have just heard, you know, the negative things about Chicago and the South Side of Chicago, but I've never really read anything about it. So I thought this would be a really interesting read. It's not super long, but Ta-Nehisi Coates says, an important addition to any conversation about the future of public schools and those they were designed to serve, which the conversation in America in general around public schools, and not even getting into gun violence, just the education system itself is important. So this is something I definitely am interested in reading. So thank you so much. I got as a gift, after I did that video where like a bunch of people sent me a bunch of book gifts, this one got, it just got mailed to a different address, and so it didn't get here at the same time, but this is from Heidi. Thank you so much. And this is the Anthropocene reviewed by John Green. I had seen this and I will not lie, I had a little sour taste in my mouth from a couple of John Green's young adult books, but this is his nonfiction. I don't know if it's his first one, but I remember seeing Mary Ness review this and I was like, ooh, I really want to read that. So he goes through, does he like rate the world on a scale? So the Anthropocene is the current geological age that we're in. And so he goes through with essays and expands from his podcast. I didn't realize he had a podcast, but it would make sense. And he reviews different facets of human-centered planet on a 5-star scale. So I think this is an interesting approach to talking about just the age that we're living in, and I heard positive things. So this is definitely something I want to read, and maybe, like most nonfiction, I'll listen to the audiobook with it. Also, this one is from the publisher, and this was the Bill Gates How to Prevent the Next Pandemic, which I definitely want to read, but I don't think I'm in the mental space to read this right now, even though this is more positive because it is about how to try to prevent the next, you know, COVID pandemic. I still don't think I'm in the place for that. So apparently this outlines like plans and steps to take, you know, for countries, governments, stuff like that, so that there isn't, next time there is something, because there will be something, some other disease or illness, it doesn't have to have such a negative impact. We don't have to lose so many people and all the things. So I gotta be in a certain space for certain books, and I am not there for that one. Then the last two, one I know was a gift, and then the other one I don't know if I hauled it last time, so I'll just, Jesus and John Wayne, I feel like I hauled it last time, but just in case I didn't, this is How White Evangelicals Corrupted a Faith and Fractured a Nation by Kristen Kobes Dumais. Maybe. I started this one and then the audiobook had to go back, so I'm waiting for that to come back. So I've only gotten like 32 pages, but it was enraging me. Sorry if I already hauled that. But my last one, which was a gift from Amanda, is Minority Leader, How to Lead from the Outside and Make Real Change. Stacey Abrams, who is currently running for governor of Georgia, which she was cheated out of last time. Brian Kemp's a bum, I said it. And I have two of her books, so two of her nonfiction books, and I need to read both of them. I did read her fiction thriller, which I really enjoyed. I read that last year, so I was really excited to get this one. I have been in a weird nonfiction mood. I think it's because I struggled so much to get through the books we were reading about Ukraine, but I have so many good options on my shelf. I need to get back into it, but I think that's it. I usually always finish filming and I'm like, damn, I forgot this one, because I'll keep them out for so long and then I'm like, okay, I want to put these away, and then I have to look at my shelf and I'm like, are you new? Are you new? But now I'm probably just gonna leave them in a stack because they will be getting packed up soon, so chaos ensues. But thank you again to Blackstone Publishing for sponsoring this video. Again, check that link out in my description to get the audiobook. And also tell me what's the most beautiful book that you have purchased recently. I know that's like a mid-year freak out tag question, but like, you personally tell me the most beautiful book that you have purchased recently, because the cover game right now is strong. There are still some covers that come out that I don't like, but I am tempted by so many books because they're beautiful, and I have to remind myself, Jessica, you're probably not gonna like that. Read the premise, see the author, and I'm like, but it's pretty. I know I'm not the only one out here struggling, so that makes me feel better. But that's gonna be it for me today. So give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you would like to. I will try my best to link all the books down there for you if you'd like to purchase them yourself. If you want to support the channel, you can join my Patreon, or there are other ways listed down below. Also my social media, so you can find me on the interwebs. But I hope you all stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreen, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!